Hey everybody, hope you're doing good today. Neil the Knife Guy here. Just take you back about 5 years ago. I was in the process of moving. Ended up throwing all my stuff together and putting it in the back of a truck quite quickly. Had about 2.5 days to actually get my stuff together and move out. During unpacking, once I got to the new place, I realized that I lost some things, as a lot of people do when they're moving. One of those things I lost I actually found 4 days ago. And what that is my Victorinox Spirit X. Really surprised that I actually found this thing, and I've been missing it for a long time. I remember when I got it probably about a week before I moved, so I haven't actually had this to sort of play around with for a long time, and really happy that I found it. What happened was I thought I had lost my ADD tactical wrist strap. Just sort of misplaced it and didn't know where I put it, so I was searching everywhere for it, places that I thought I put it, even places I knew I didn't put it, just to find the thing. And digging through one of my closets, take a gig bag, a guitar bag, just sort of a soft shell guitar bag, sort of toss it over my shoulder because there was nothing in it. It hit the ground with a pretty loud bang, so I wondered what was that, because these cases don't really weigh anything. Digging through the main pocket, nothing. Digging through one of the side pockets, I felt something sort of bulky in there. And guess what happened was, when I was moving, I put this in that bag, and there was a sort of rip in the bottom between the liner and the actual soft shell of the case. And this has worked its way into the sort of lining of that case, and never found it until about 4 days ago. Dig it out of there, and my first reaction was like, holy fuck. Sorry for the swearing, if swearing offends you. If not, oh well. Blown away that I actually found this thing. I remember for the week that I did have this, before I actually moved, it was one of my favorite sort of tools or knives, just to sort of carry, and really blown away that I found it. Super ecstatic when I first found it. I could not believe it. And for actually not having this for 5 years, I've been sort of contemplating on and off about getting another one. One of the main reasons I didn't want to get another one is because when I bought this, it was about $69, maybe $75 with tax, but definitely $69, $99 plus tax. And nowadays these run about $100 even, if not a little bit over. And they're sort of not in stock in a lot of places. So I was very excited to find this thing. This is the actual Spirit X model. The difference between the Spirit and the Spirit X is all in the main blade. As you can see here, this has a sort of spear point, your regular style blade for a Swiss Army knife. The other one's known as the butter blade. It's half serrated, half plain edge, and it has more of a sheep's foot style blade. This is the model that I preferred. I had the choice back then of which one I wanted to get, and I actually chose this one. Really awesome multi-tool. I mean, just run through the tools right quick. It comes with a file, your can opener, a long shank Phillips, a smaller flathead, a pair of scissors. These aren't your standard scissors for a Victorinox. They're more of a modernized, I guess, style. A lot of people don't like these. I'm on the fence with them, just because that's as far as they could open. So maybe not as useful as your standard pair of Swiss Army scissors. Another thing I was thinking of would be, these would be a little bit more difficult to sharpen because you can't separate these jaws all the way. On the other side, you have your very capable Swiss Army saw. They do it right with the thicker leading edge and then the thinner spine on the back here. You have your reamer awl with a multi-purpose hook here. You have a very thick flathead screwdriver with your bottle opener and wire stripper. You can see how thick this actually is. So you could do some prying with this, and it's actually a sort of combination tool as a crate opener. Chisel ground, so you could actually get in there and sort of do some severe prying. You have your chisel here, and your two different wire strippers, thicker, thinner wire strippers, and sort of a depth cutter. If you jab this into a box, it'll stop right where that notch is, so you could rip open boxes quite easily. You have your main blade, which I already showed you, and then you have your very capable pair of pliers. These don't have a spring hinge to them, so they're just sort of flopping back and forth, but they're not at all hard to use because they are really smooth. So all you got to do is sort of pinch it between your thumb and your forefinger and just let the handle swing down, and you could just let that gravity action sort of open and close the pliers for you. Also has a hard wire cutter stripper and a softer wire cutter stripper here. The action on this is very smooth, and I'll just let you listen to the way this clicks together. Very strong snap to it. So you're not going to have a handle fold when you're actually working with the pliers, which is a good thing. Another bonus on this one is there's no way you could pinch your fingers in between here. Even if you were trying to, as I am now, your finger just sort of gets squirted out without any sort of pain whatsoever. A lot of multi-tools that I've had in the past sort of give you blood blisters. Sorry about that, guys. I just got a phone call. The joys of shooting with a cell phone, right? Like I was saying, very happy that I actually found this tool. It's definitely going to be a part of my EDC for a long while now. Actually, right now, it's sort of taken the place of my Deluxe Tinker. I'll do a comparison of these two sort of tools in the near future, just because they have a lot of the same sort of tools: pliers, scissors, Phillips driver, reamer all. Really happy I found this. It did, if I remember correctly, come with a sheath. I think it was like a brown or a black leather. Had a Velcro enclosure, I know that much. Haven't found that yet, so if I don't find it in the next maybe week or two, I'll be on the lookout for a replacement sheath for that. If you guys have any sort of suggestions of a good sheath that would fit this tool sort of snugly, I don't really like rattling around when I'm wearing it on my belt. Don't mind wearing one on my belt as long as it's sort of secure in there. So if you have any suggestions for a sheath for this, just put them down in the comments. It would be greatly appreciated. This thing is made out of entirely stainless steel. You can see the reflection of my cell phone in this here. So this is really sort of the most rust-proof you could get in a sort of stainless steel tool. Doesn't have any sort of pits in the handle, in the tools, in the inner workings of this, so it's going to repel rust as much as any steel can. Ergonomics on this are excellent just because of that curved shape to the handle, and also when this is closed and let's say you're using the main blade on this, that contour here really fits the hand really well also. The tools are all pretty much recessed into the handle, so you're not going to get hot spots, so you can use this tool hard. And like I said, I think in the beginning of the video, all the tools lock and they don't have up and down blade play like a lot of Swiss Army knives that lock do. So that's an added bonus. Love the style of this lock. It almost reminds me of like a ball bearing lock or a access lock. I know it's not, but just the way you pull back with two fingers and close up the tools is really nice. Smooth action and really built to be used. So that's going to be all for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I definitely will be enjoying this tool for a long time to come. Hopefully I don't lose it for another 5 years. Thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for more.